I just turned 50, and there's something about saying that number out loud that feels both exciting and a little vulnerable. When you're in your 20s, you imagine your life stretching out in front of you. By your 30s and 40s, you're deep into building careers or families and identities. But turning 50, that made me stop and ask a really important question. What will my fourth quarter be? And that's what I want to talk about today. Not just what mine will be, but how each of us has had the chance to open up about possibility in every stage of our lives. I'm Amber Hoffman, and on this channel, I share my crazy and unpredictable story to help others figure out what's next for them. My life has been a series of reinventions. In my 20s and early 30s, I was a corporate tax attorney, sort of what I call my first quarter of my life. I had a respected career, a clear title, a path forward, and the kind of security that looks great on paper, particularly financial security. But I knew deep down that it wasn't the life I wanted forever. So I walked away. My husband Eric and I became full time travel bloggers and entrepreneurs in what I would call my second quarter of my life. For 12 years, we lived and worked from all over the world. I wrote books from cafes in Bangkok and beaches in Mexico. We woke up to sunrises in Bali. But we also dealt with Wi Fi cutting out mid call, income that fluctuated from month to month, and even 2 or 3 day power outages. It wasn't glamorous all of the time, but it was freedom. And it taught me resilience and adaptability and how to build something from scratch. And then another reinvention. Today, I'm no longer working from random coffee shops around the world. Instead, I've built a new foundation here back in the US, and it looks very different, but it's just as full of possibility. And this is what I call my third quarter of my life. Right now, I wear several hats. Each one has stretched me in new ways and provided new challenges. And each one is part of what I see as my potential fourth quarter, even though I don't know what that will look like. So currently, first, I'm a home services franchise owner. That decision gave me the opportunity to take everything I've learned about building businesses and apply it in a model with a system and growth potential. At the same time, I also run a consulting company called the FS Agency, where we help home services business owners grow and scale. We drive more leads, help owners become more profitable, and give them the tools to run smarter, not harder. And speaking of tools, this is where I get really excited. We're now building an AI powered tools for business owners. Things like FS Answer, a tool designed to help with AI driven SEO, making it easier for small businesses to rank and get found. And a tool for Google Business Profile optimization, because we know how critical local visibility is for home services businesses. And these just aren't side projects. They're skills, systems, and innovations that I'll carry with me into whatever comes next. And to me, that's the point. Every reinvention gives us something we can bring forward into the next chapter in our lives. But what else am I involved in my third quarter? It's just not about my businesses. I still love to travel, and we spent my 50th birthday in Spain, one of my favorite countries, scoping out a town that we may look to retire in. I still love food and cooking. And this last January, we spent a couple of weeks in Italy, traveling to many of our favorite places like Bologna, Genoa, and Turin. Since returning, I've been trying to perfect my homemade pasta recipes and my focaccia. After our trip to Ireland for Eric's 50th last year, I have a newfound passion for exercise, perhaps to offset all of that pasta and focaccia. I am doing now what I need to increase my strength and my flexibility to ensure I stay strong and healthy in order to enjoy my next quarter. So when I say, what will my fourth quarter be? I don't mean it in a fearful or final way. I mean it as an opening, a dialogue to help me understand what I'm doing now and what I may want to do next. Each stage of my life has forced me to rethink who I am and what I want and what I can build. And at 50, I feel like I have more tools, more experience, and more perspective than I've ever had before. And the beauty is, I get to choose how to use these skills and perspectives. That's why I believe that reinvention isn't a one time event, it's ongoing. It's also not about starting over. I've started over so many times. It's about carrying forward everything that I've learned and reshaping it into the life that I want. And you can do the same. So here's my question for you. What do you want your next quarter of your life to look like? It doesn't matter if you're 30, 40, 50, or 70. The opportunity to reinvent yourself never really goes away. Turning 50 for me isn't the end of possibility, it's the opening of a new one. And I hope you'll take a moment to reflect on what your next chapter could be, because your fourth quarter might just be your best yet. If this resonates, I'd love for you to subscribe and tell me in the comments, what possibilities are you opening up for yourself right now? How are you thinking about your current quarter, and what could potentially be your next stage in life?